right, we're gonna talk about volts and amps. So voltage comes from wherever your power source is, and the amps comes from what?
The amps comes from the windings inside the motors to create a resistance. So you have voltage going in and the resistance from the windings for the motors to operate.
So what he's talking about is windings in the compressors, and the windings should pretty much stay the same the rest of their life unless they get some damage or some voltage.
Yeah.
And if you're checking voltage, what are you looking for?
Well, voltage is the power coming into the house, and you have the units are rated at 208 or 230. On average, most houses are around 240, 245. So if you check voltage on the system and you have too high voltage, then that can cause damage to the system. If you have too low voltage, it can also cause damage. So we're looking at the voltage, making sure it's adequate to operate the system properly.
Let me ask you this. Say your electrical system in your house is outdated and your breaker is going bad. Would you be able to see that by checking the unit out?
Oh yeah, if your voltage is way off, or if it's fluctuating real bad, going up and down, then there's a sign that you got something going on with the electrical.
So it could have an electrical problem.
It could have electrical problems.
So by checking out your system, you could save yourself a compressor possible. You know, if the doors never come off, they never check these things.
That's right.
So if you're out there watching the other guy service your unit, the guy's not taking the doors off, then you're not getting your money's worth. Make sure to take the doors off, check the volts, amps. So when you check the amps, George, talk to me about amps. I mean, is there a certain meter that you check amps with?
Well, you got to have an amp meter or amp clamp. Power wires is feeding the motor of the compressor. Right. You clamp it around that wire and you get a reading on your meter, and it tells you how much amp that one circuit is pulling, that wire that you're actually checking.
So if you're checking it year after year, you've got a 5 and 10 year record of how many amps it's pulling.
That's right.
That could be very beneficial.
And as the unit gets older, the amp draw may change a little bit, but if you look at the manufacturer ratings, and last year that was pulling normal, and now this year it's pulling 1 or 2 more amps than what it's supposed to.
Uh-oh. So he's gonna check the amp draw. That's just another check. Okay, the amp's pulling the same as last year, well then the compressor's probably pretty good, right?
That's right.
So you won't get scammed by somebody coming out here saying you need a new compressor. Well, the amp draw was the same as the last 3 years. What do I need a new compressor for? Maybe it was another problem like an expansion valve or a piston or dirty coil
or anything.
I mean, we say that together, so you know we've worked on some units before. Dirty coil, that's always the case, ain't it?
Most
dirty
time
filters.
that's it. Dirty filters and dirty coils.
Dirty coils, dirty filters. I mean, that's pretty much the norm.